In this video, we're going to discuss how to get capital for your next real estate deal without waiting on the bank. Listen, banks move slow, real estate deals move fast. This video is going to show you how to skip the red tape of waiting on the bank to get you approved, how to skip the underwriting process, and how to make sure that you're the first one to the table with the most amount of money. Because in this time with this housing market, if you're not ready with capital, you're late. And if you're late, you miss the deal. From an investment perspective, traditional banks are killing real estate deals right now. The underwriting takes 30 to 60 days. They want taxes. They want your firstborn child. They want all the documents that you've had since the day you started your business. But more importantly, competitive deals, the best deals, require capital and they require it fast. And that's just not something that the bank does. So this is why we use alternative credit sources for our clients. Now, it's not to say that we don't use traditional banks for any type of major funding or anything, but alternate sources of funding are going to be your fastest, most controlled way to get access to capital for your next deal. Let's go to the board. So there are so many alternate ways to get funding, such as business credit cards. We can use fintech lenders. We can use private lenders. And we can use business lines of credit that you can pull from at any time. So we have business credit cards, which are usually 0% interest for anywhere from 6 to 18 months. Then we have fintech lenders. These are typically based on just your credit and not your actual revenue. But the good thing is we work with you to fix your credit as well. But the good thing is, if you have access to having good credit, also having access to private lenders allows you not to have to worry about having any documentation for those loans. They're typically higher interest, but they're a fast return so that you can go ahead and get in and out of your deal. And then having access to business lines of credit is always going to be a game changer for you, because this way you're not having to wait to get the money once you have a deal. You always have access to it. So let me break down on the board how you're going to make sure that you're structured for instant approvals. The first thing, you're going to have a 680 score. The second thing is you're going to have a lender-friendly business. So you're going to have your business structured correctly. And the third thing you're going to have is you're going to have activity for biz bank accounts and trackable income. Is you're going to make sure that you have a virtual address, email, and any type of voice accompaniments that you need. This is going to make your business look as professional as possible. I do understand that most real estate investors, they don't operate from a typical office. Most real estate investors run home-based businesses. This is going to make sure that you're structured to get the most out of your funding. So we understand that the whole strategy here is to make sure that you have the capital before the deal. Making sure you have capital before the deal, this pulls you out of the rookie category. All the rookies are standing there waiting to get a deal and then they find the money. Meanwhile, you're standing in front of the rookie with the money in your hand waiting to talk to the seller. For example, we have a client who we got them access to $62,000 in flexible capital. This means that by the time they got to the point where they needed to close on that deal, they were able to go and negotiate that deal to a lot lower of a price just because they had cash in hand. The entire name of the game here is speed. The faster you can get capital, the faster you can close deals. The more deals that you can close, the more money that you have. And I'm sure that you can agree with this. So maybe you're already doing some of these things, or maybe you need just a little bit of help piecing these things together so that you can have a fully professional business to make sure that you don't have to wait on the banks to get funding. You do have access to the banks and access to the bank's resources, but you don't have to wait on them because you qualify for automated approvals. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead, click the link below, schedule a custom session with my team, and they're going to make sure that they give you the most information possible on how you're no longer having to be a rookie. You're not waiting on the deal. The deal is waiting on you. We'll see you at the bank.